Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back. I am Summer with Summer Sweet Shop, and I'm so excited that you are here because today we are talking about something that I'm pretty sure a lot of you have felt this way in your cookie business. And that is that feeling of being stuck. You feel like you're stuck and you feel like you don't know what to do about it. Have you been there? Have you felt like you're doing everything that you can? You are posting about your cookies, you're baking your little heart out, you are answering DMs on the side on social media, and still your cookie business isn't growing. You're not able to make more income with your business that you ultimately want to. So if you have ever felt like you are spinning your wheels and you don't know how you're going to be able to really scale this business and get unstuck, this episode is here for you today. I have felt this way and been there before in my business. I was a custom cookie decorator for over 10 years. And it was about that time when I realized I really want to see this business grow, but I am stuck. I am a one-woman show, and I'm not sure how I can make this business more profitable. I was desperate to do that because the thing is, I couldn't add more cookies to my plate. I was maxed out. As this one-woman show, I was maxed out, tapped out, and burnt out, right? Maybe that should have been the title for this episode. But I was there. I was decorating cookies. I was doing custom orders. I was doing holiday pre-orders. And I felt stuck. While I love doing cookies and I wanted to continue to make cookies, I couldn't figure out how I could scale this business. Was it hiring somebody else to help me to maybe package my cookies, maybe to roll out my dough and do all the baking? Maybe it was someone to run my social media. But those weren't all things that I wanted to do. That was going to eat into my profits to hire someone else. Did I want to open a brick and mortar? No, that was never my dream to open a brick and mortar. That's really risky and that takes a lot of money that I didn't have. So what could I do? I felt like I was hustling so hard, but my bank account was not reflecting that. My husband's a CPA, and I remember him coming to me and he gave me a number and he said, "This is how much you made this year in your sales." And I said, "That's it? That's it? I am working tireless nights. I'm staying up late several nights a week. I'm doing everything that I can. Every waking moment, I was decorating cookies, packaging cookies, thinking about cookies, right? But my bank account didn't reflect it. I was working so hard, and I realized in that moment that the way that I was running things, I couldn't keep doing that. It was not sustainable. I could not continue on that hamster wheel that I was on. So I decided I needed to figure out how to scale this business. And today we're going to talk about some ways that you can get unstuck. I felt very, very stuck in that place that I was. But today we're going to talk about ways for you to get unstuck, ways that you can be more profitable in your business without having to jump through hoops, do all these different things, restructure your business. We're going to talk about 3 ways that you can move forward in your business and you can make more income in your business. So as we get started, we are going to jump into the first one. The first one is you're stuck in your custom order burnout. Now don't worry, I'm going to get you some solutions to these burnouts. We're going to talk about 3 ways that you are stuck on this hamster wheel, stuck in your business. The first one being you're stuck in your custom order burnout. Like I said, I loved custom cookies, and I loved hearing from my customers every year when they would order the same cookies for their kids' birthdays, for the celebrations that they were having in their lives. But what happened was I was drowning in all the details that come with custom cookies. I was drowning in design requests. I was drowning in the emails of responding back to people, right? I was having to rework different orders and different designs that people wanted. So we're doing this email back and forth that took time, right? And everything just kept my calendar very, very full. From orders to custom orders to pre-orders, it was full. And what started out is like, oh, this is really cool. I can make some extra money, bring in some income for my family. It turned into exhaustion. And what happens is that stole my joy. And I started to resent those cookies. I started to not be excited when I opened my email, when I had 5 emails on a Monday morning that I had to return. And I had 5 more emails of people that I knew I couldn't service that wanted last minute orders, right? It was exhausting. But what could I do? I wanted to grow. I had that desire to grow, but I was just barely staying afloat. So what could I do? Or maybe you are waiting for customers to come to you. And maybe you post on social media once or twice, and then you sit back and you wait and you're like, I'm just going to let all these orders just float in. And maybe you're new to selling your cookies. Maybe you're just testing out the waters and you're like, I'll just do a couple posts and see how this goes, right? But here is the truth. Consistency is going to beat creativity every single time, especially when it comes to social media. Your audience has to have reminders. They have to know you're there. The algorithm is not going to show every post to every one of your followers. You got to do a lot of legwork and a lot of hustle. And I always say, I tell my members this all the time, is if you're not tired of talking about it, you're not talking about it enough. Whether that's you're promoting a new holiday pre-order that you're doing, whether you're talking about you just started taking custom orders, whether that's you're selling cookie kits in the summertime. If you're not tired of talking about it, you're not talking about it enough, okay? Or maybe number 3, you are reacting and not planning. I was so guilty of this. I cannot even tell you. I would look at social media. I would look and see things that would jog my memory. Or I think, oh, I should be offering that. I should be offering summer DIY kits. I should be offering a summer cookie class. And then I would think, but I need to be doing that next week. That's the only time I can do it. And I became very reactive instead of pre-planning. And let me tell you, pre-planning is a whole lot sexier than being reactive. Reactive is not fun. It comes with stress. It comes with exhaustion, and it's just not a fun place to be. And so when you are being reactive in your business, you're not going to be able to grow. You're not going to be able to scale. You need that structure. You don't need that chaos. Nobody wants chaos. And that's exactly what that is. When you're reactive, it's chaotic. It's like a tornado. It's like a tornado that just like comes through. No. You got to have a plan, because when you have that plan, you're going to be able to grow. Then you're going to be able to make some progress. Otherwise, you're just going to be spinning your wheels. Okay. So I want to share with you today 3 things that really helped me to get unstuck in my business when I was in that season and I felt like I'm exhausted. I am running. I'm just staying above water. I am running around with my like a chicken with my head cut off, and I cannot grow this business because I am just putting out fires. I am being reactive, and I don't want you to feel like that. So I want you to learn from what are some things that I did to get me unstuck and what things that you can do right away. I always want you to have something of value, of nuggets that you can take away and implement in your business right away. So you're not going, oh, well, that sounds like a great idea, what Summer said, but it's going to take me 6 months to figure out that plan. No, these are things that you can implement right now in your business, even if it's just one of these 3 things. And I promise you, it will make a big impact in your business. So let's talk about how number 1 thing that I did to get unstuck in my business, and that was I created repeatable offers. Okay, so Summer, what does that mean? What's a repeatable offer? Well, I stopped reinventing the wheel, And I started looking into things that I can scale, that things that I could reuse, and not necessarily like products I could reuse, but ideas of things that I could reuse. So maybe that is like my holiday pre-sales. I knew that my single cookies did really well. I knew that my mini packs did really, really well for my holiday pre-orders. So guess what I did? I planned my fall ones that way, or my back to school ones I planned with mini packs and single cookies. And then I did the same thing for Halloween. I planned mini packs and I planned single cookies. And guess what I did at Christmas? You're never gonna guess. I planned to do mini packs and single cookies. Because why? Those things worked. And guess what? It took me away from having to think about and figure out, wow, it's Halloween. What cookies am I going to offer this Halloween set or this Halloween season? I don't know what I could offer. Well, maybe I could do a box set. Maybe I could do a puzzle cookie set. Maybe I could do a DIY kit. No, I knew what things sold well and what things didn't, and I knew what my customers wanted. So I started to implement that in my business. It made it so much easier. I knew exactly what I was going to offer. I knew exactly what I needed to look at in the cutter shops, and I knew what I was looking for. It saved me so much time and headspace. So much. I also did the same thing with like DIY kits. I knew that my DIY kits that I did at Christmas time sold like hotcakes. Why couldn't I replicate that and do the same thing in the summertime for kids that are home for summer break? I could do that for fall tailgates, right? And have like a fun little tailgating cookie DIY kit. Why couldn't I do that for Halloween and have DIY Halloween cookie kits, right? Again, I took that one idea and I was able to reuse it and re-implement it in all these different areas of my business. You could do the same thing with cookie classes as well, and you could have these repeatable offers in your business. It's gonna help you to have a foundation, and guess what? My favorite thing is it made it sustainable. It made it sustainable. It was an idea that was a pie in the sky that was like, that's a great idea, and I can do that one time. How can I replicate that? These were ideas that I could replicate for every season, for every quarter, for every part of my business. Number 2 was I started automating basic marketing. I know you might think, well, that sounds great, but how do I even do that? You start small. Guess what? You can schedule your posts on Meta for Facebook and Instagram. You can schedule them to go out. You don't have to be there to hit go, right? I used templates all the time. I used templates for when people would send me emails to inquire about my cookies. I had templates. You can always set up an automatic email response. I didn't like those. Those felt very impersonal to me. But what I did is I had a document that had a email in there that was for people who were asking about a custom order. So I would take that document, I would cut and paste it into the email, and I would be able to email them back. And the thing was, I had blanks in there so I could fill in the blank and mention what kind of class that they, or what kind of order did they want. What dates were they looking for, right? I could customize it so it didn't seem like an auto response. It didn't come right away, but every morning I would send out that email to responses that I would get for inquiries. Okay, and I also would schedule any automations for emails that went out for my email list. If I had an email, if I had on my list and my goals to send an email every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever it is, to my email list, to my customers who were purchasing my cookies, I did those emails ahead of time, not the night before, not the day of that they were going out, but I would do them ahead of time so that I had that scheduled and ready to go. I didn't wake up on that Monday morning that email was going to go out and think, oh, what should I put in this email today? I already knew. I pre-planned it and I set that automation. Set it and forget it. Isn't that what they say, right? Number three, what changed for my business to get unstuck was I shifted my focus from busy work to profitability. I really looked at my what I was doing throughout the day, and I said, what are the things that are making me money, and what are the things that I'm just doing that I inevitably feel like I'm just spinning my wheels about. And I wanted to look at those things that were actually moving the needle in my business. What are the things that are moving me forward? What are the things that are getting more income into my bank account? That's what I wanted to focus on. I didn't want to focus on these frivolous things of, oh, let's do like a s'mores bar over here because that would make really good photos. Is that going to bring me more business and more money into my business? No, probably not. But what things were going to bring more business into the business, more business into the business, more money into the business? So, emailing, obviously you have to email those customers, but really it's about setting your intentions and like, what are you focusing on? Because what you focus on is what you will get better. I promise you that. So those are the three things that really helped me. If your business is feeling stuck, it doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means that it's time to shift. You got to think about your structure. You got to think about your strategy, and you got to really think about those repeatable systems in your business that are going to turn that burnout that you have into a breakthrough. Right? You want it to be a breakthrough. You don't want it to be stuck. You don't want it to be what you are just spinning your wheels on. You want to see traction. You want to see that needle move forward. So I want you to let me know in the comments below, what is the thing that's keeping you stuck right now? Is it you're stuck in the custom order burnout? Oh, I forgot to mention about my schedule. I started time blocking. I started batching my content, and I started asking about what was moving the needle in my business. So don't forget about time blocking, because that makes a huge difference. The best way to do that is to take one day and write down everything that you're doing in that day. I also like to write down everything that I have to do that day. Whether that's you have to check your emails in the morning, I have to do a social media post in that day, I have to decorate these cookies on such and such day, or I have to bake these cookies today. Writing those things down help, and then you take your time blocking schedule and you say, this is when I'm going to do those tasks. If you have too many tasks and not enough hours, then you got a problem. And so that's why you set up those priorities of what is the biggest priority for your business. What are the things that have to get done? Even I've done this so many times, even if I have to put a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that list, so I know what that priority is and where I need to focus that all my energy to. Okay, again, let me know in the comments where you feel most stuck in your business. And I would love for you to let me know what they are. Drop them in the comments below, because we're going to get you unstuck. 2025 is for you to get unstuck in your business, and we're not going to be stuck in this like hustle cycle of, oh, this is great and everything is glorious and it's coming up in these icing colored roses. No, I want you to feel like you have a business that's profitable, that you're proud of, and that you're not working in chaos all the time. So drop your comments below. I can't wait to hear you, and I can't wait to see you on our next episode. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.